Jackson's City Council president is pushing for a temporary pause on new data centers in the city, citing concerns about infrastructure and environmental impact. Brian Grizzell is expected to introduce a draft ordinance Tuesday that would set a 183-day moratorium. The proposal says the city needs time to protect water, sewer, and electrical systems, make sure projects fit surrounding neighborhoods, and establish rules for future data center development. Now, Grizzell says his concerns are also personal, pointing to health issues his family faced growing up near a power plant and what he describes as the long-term effects of environmental exposure. The move comes less than 2 weeks after Governor Tate Reeves announced billions more in investment tied to two AWS data center projects in Ridgeland and Madison County.